Peace. Islam. Shikamaga Alamax again. Coming at y'all live. Deep down. Alamax Arabian country. Deep in Alabama, so-called Alabama. And just passing the marker. And this marker gives even more credibility and evidence to how we've been pushing the understanding that this was a whole different country until very recently. And all we're striving to do is shut down the fake slave narrative and help real Mississippians understand that they were part of a whole different nation. The majority of you, part of a whole different nation. And until you can reorientate yourself into your proper nation, you're gonna always be finding yourself struggling. It is what it is. But right here, again. Now, if you understand the way the United States and franchisees are drawn up now, you'll understand the levels of jurisdiction. You have your so-called states, you have your counties, you have your so-called cities, municipalities, towns, villages, or whatever type of incorporated theme they roll with for individual like municipalities and some areas and zones of jurisdiction. Now, what we're gonna continue to drive home is that the so-called the United States demonstration, they didn't come up with that demonstration. They didn't come up with like just creating counties out of nowhere. They just got land ceded to them in the mid 1800s and all that. And then all of a sudden creating counties and zones and all that stuff. Like they understood the land that much. They took that demonstration from the Barbary states. The Barbary states are the interior of the country. The old so-called Mekasuki territory, the Shata, the Chickasaw, the Chickamauga, the Shawnee, all of these zones. You know what I'm saying? All of these Barbary states in the interior of the country were already organized that way. We already had everything drawn up in maps and districts, cities, towns, city states, and all of that. They might have just had different names. And they tell you. I mean, again, if you a lot of folks don't read books. You know what I'm saying? You don't read, you don't write, you don't have no understanding. You rather worry about what's going on. You know what I'm saying? A lot of y'all rather worry about the NBA finals or something like that instead of really understanding your culture. You know what I'm saying? Understanding your jurisdiction and dealing with power. You know what I'm saying? But we'll just leave that job to the moles. Since a lot of y'all have had like 150 years to figure it out and you didn't figure it out. But the moles is on the job because again, the moles is the people. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, you got this sign that says Coosa. Just gonna verify that we already were organized. We already had jurisdiction. We already have municipalities and jurisdiction organized that just got converted over into counties and stuff like that. They ain't nothing new under the sun. These people are not that smart. So check it out. Let's read this marker real quick. All right. Now, the marker says Coosa. And this is very short, but it's just evidence. It's evidence of what we've been talking about the Barbary states being in America. You know what I'm saying? So check it out. It says Coosa, important Indian town for over 250 years and capital of the Coosa province. Let me read that again. Coosa, important Indian town for over 250 years and capital of the Coosa province. So what jurisdiction was the Coosa province under? And you think the rest of the Barbary states weren't drawn up this same way? They actually had a Coosa province with paperwork and everything. Probably was written in a different language. We done already talked about how after 1865, they had their new version of English that the United States was dealing with more the gringo style. But the rest of the country was speaking, again, the rest of the country probably spoke English, the higher old English. But they spoke High Latin, they spoke Mozarabic, we spoke different higher languages. And French, and so-called French is probably just High Latin, you know what I'm saying? We spoke these languages. So a lot of this stuff was written in these documents, and again, they probably were all burned, you know what I'm saying, or destroyed and recopied down, or they're hidden away somewhere and recopied down in the new English and the new rewritten history. You know what I'm saying? They try to give you. But a lot of this stuff, it's been drawn up. It's been in a lot of these libraries. We've been had courthouses. A lot of this stuff is demolished and gone. Now it's gone because all of it was part of this old demonstration we had. So Coosa province had a courthouse. You know what I'm saying? Like you see all these old Moorish courthouses in these little towns and stuff that's been gone. If you do the research, it's been demolished and burnt down. That's what this was a part of. You know what I'm saying? It says the Coosa province. We had our stuff already drawn up, and they just converted a lot of this stuff and redrew it into counties. You know what I'm saying? But they copying our stuff. We've been rocking, but only the moles can claim that. You know what I'm saying? A lot of you goofies still talking down on Moors. Again, You got lames talking about they part of some Eastern Band Cherokee all on YouTube hating on the Moors, talking about they some Eastern Band Cherokee. Bro, the Eastern Band Cherokee didn't have their zones written up in government like this, internationally recognized. Only the Moors did. So while you sitting up there hating on the Moors, you know what I'm saying? While you sitting there hating on the Moors, you just gonna be staying on the dang old reservation in the teepee the rest of your time. But you can keep lying to people online and stuff like that, hating on the Moors. Man, only the Moors had jurisdiction. We the ones who ceded everything, signed all the treaties, and gave the United States, so-called United States, extraterritorial rights. You know what I'm saying? All they did was get people to come over to their demonstration, and they redrew the maps in their jurisdiction with counties. We already had districts and provinces. You know what I'm saying? Wake the hell up, man. just common sense got to come back. Common sense got to become common again. You know what I'm saying? And it also says it was Coosa, so-called Coosa, was visited by De Soto in 1540, later by the Spanish, British, French, colonial explorers, traders, all the early writers. Abundant food crops, wild, cultivated, supporting a large population. So again, man, more death blows to the fake slave narrative. You had the Mississippians had their own country. It got ceded over. You know what I mean? And again, they've been trying to water you down, forget what you make you forget what you had, re-educate you into this new nonsense with all the goofball stuff, and just make you forget you had your old country. So anyway, just doing the knowledge, checking in live from Coosa. Call it Coosa. You know what I mean? We checking in live from Coosa, Alabama, and I'll tap back in with y'all later. Peace.